Detroit Lions president Rod Wood, general manager Bob Quinn and head coach Matt Patricia answered questions from fans for an hour Monday night at the annual season ticket member summit at Ford Field. Here are some of the key questions that developed. What are some reasons for Lions fans to be optimistic after a 6-10 season? This one was brought up by Wood in his opening comments. He mentioned the improvements we saw last year, especially the second half of the season with the defense, and also the improvements in the run game. Rookie running back Kerryon Johnson was second in the NFL in yards per carry, averaged 5.4, and rushed for more than 100 yards twice, breaking a nearly 5-year streak without a 100-yard rusher. He also talked about beating the Super Bowl champion Patriots, the Packers, twice, and going on the road in Miami and beating the Dolphins, wins against good teams to build off. Wood also pointed out they have the most cap space heading into any off-season since he's been president, and they have 9 draft picks to work with. Why did Patricia feel a change was needed on offense at the coordinator spot? Patricia liked the improvements made on that side of the ball to the run game this past season, but he just felt a change was needed to play better complementary football. He has a ton of respect for new coordinator Darrell Bevell in that regard. I just think that was a really good move for us, he said. I think it'll help us push the offense in a direction where we do need to be a little bit more ball control at times. We need to understand how to play a complementary game in all 3 phases, which is what we're doing right now. And we do understand we have to go out and acquire some more talent and help us out from a skill set standpoint. View the best photos from the Detroit Lions 2018 community events. Detroit Lions defensive end Kerry Hyder, 61, and Rory read to students. Detroit Lions defensive end Kerry Hyder, 61, at Fuel Up to Play 60. Maltz Challenge participants at the Detroit Lions training facility. Detroit Lions legends help dedicate the new Detroit Pal Stadium. Detroit Lions safety Miles Killebrew, 35, visits with students at Haven. Detroit Lions wide receiver Marvin Jones Jr. 11, with Rogers Elementary School students at a Playworks assembly. Detroit Lions running back Theo Riddick speaks to students at Loyola High School in Detroit. Theo Riddick and Nevin Lawson football camp with Detroit Pale and Ford Fund Men of Courage. Tide Pod Detroit Lions running back Kerryon Johnson learns how to sew at a visit to the Empowerment Plan. Detroit Lions legends at the Kroger Military Picnic. The Lions visit Henry Ford Health System as a part of the Newborn Program on Tuesday, Sept. 11, 2018. Detroit Lions former Detroit Lions linebacker Stephen Tulloch, 55, and staff spend time with children as a part of the Meet Up and Eat Up program at Eastern Market on Monday, Sept. 12, 2018. Detroit Lions cooking competition at Eastern Market on Tuesday, September 25, 2018 in Detroit. Detroit Lions VIP. Detroit Lions Quandre Diggs delivers a new toy to 7-year-old Elijah after his was stolen on Tuesday, Sept. 25, 2018 in Detroit. Detroit Lions VIP. Detroit Lions Joe Doll at the Detroit Lions Superhero Ball on Monday, October 1, 2018 in Detroit. Detroit Lions VIP. Detroit Lions Gavin Smith Detroit Lions kicker Matt Prater, 5, surprises one of his biggest fans, will with Make-A-Wish Foundation on Tuesday, October 2, 2018 in Northville, Mich. Detroit Lions VIP. Detroit Lions visited with prostate cancer patients and survivors at Topgolf with Henry Ford Health System at MGM Grand Detroit on Tuesday, October 2, 2018 in Detroit. Detroit Lions VIP. Detroit Lions players at a Real Players Don't Bully assembly with Playworks at Hutchinson Elementary School on Tuesday, October 22, 2018 in Detroit. Detroit Lions Eric Hipple, Scott Conover, Eric Lee and Larry Lee visit with patients and families at the John D. Dingle VA Medical Center on Tuesday, in November 6, 2018 in Detroit. Lions legends Lomas Brown, Scott Conover, Tim Walton and Eddie Murray distributed empowerment plan coats, socks and hand warmers to homeless veterans on Thursday, November 8, 2018 in Detroit. Detroit Lions hometown huddle event on Saturday, in November 10, 2018 in Detroit. Detroit Lions military members played video games with Detroit Lions players during the Salute to Service Pros vs. Joe's event at Ford Field on Monday, in November 12, 2018 in Detroit. Detroit Lions third graders from Mayberry Elementary School enjoyed a pizza party at Ford Field on Tuesday, in November 13, 2018 as a reward for perfect attendance during count period. Detroit Lions Rory hangs out with kids at the annual Thanksgiving dinner at Ford Field with families from Orchards Children's Center in Yatooma as part of the Season of Sharing campaign presented by Meyer. Detroit Lions linebacker Jared Davis, 40, meets with families from Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors (TAPS) after the team's walkthrough at the Detroit Lions training facility on Saturday, in November 17, 2018 in Allen Park, Mich. Detroit Lions via AP. Detroit Lions safety Charles Washington, 45, serves Qdoba at Neighborhood Service Organization, NSO, on Tuesday, in November 27, 2018 in Detroit. Detroit Lions defensive back Quandre Diggs, 28, with students from Detroit Lions Academy at Shop with a Lion at Meyer on Tuesday, December 4, 2018 in Detroit. Detroit Lions center Leo Kaloimatangi, 75, builds robots with students at Detroit Lions Academy on Tuesday, Dec. 11, 2018 in Detroit. Detroit Lions deliver holiday gifts to students at Mary McLeod Bethune Elementary Middle School on Tuesday, December 18, 2018 in Detroit. Detroit Lions. This ad will close in 3 seconds. What is Quinn's strategy heading into free agency? Quinn doubled down on his comments right after the season about needing playmakers, but really seemed to focus on the defensive side of the ball with his comments Monday night. The Lions had only 14 takeaways all season, the second fewest in the NFL, and Quinn said he wants to acquire more players that can turn the ball over and make game-changing plays. Quinn specifically mentioned players they evaluate who make plays in critical moments on third down and in the red zone. It's something to look out for when free agency starts. Would the Lions consider taking a quarterback with the number 8 pick? We'll consider taking any position in the draft at any point in time, Quinn said. Some of that might be keeping all options open in terms of any potential trades on movement, but Quinn said the whole draft board is open to them at the no. 8 pick and they won't eliminate any prospects like they may have in previous years drafting a little further down the draft. If there's a quarterback out there that we deem could help us this year or in the future, we'll never close the door on that, Quinn said. What is the plan for bolstering the tight end position? Quinn said boosting the talent and depth at the tight end position is a priority. The good news in that regard is he really likes this tight end draft class, especially the underclassmen. The Lions' leading tight end last season, Levine Toilolo, had just 21 receptions. You read our needs correctly, Quinn said to the person who asked the question about improving the tight end position. View photos of the Detroit Lions 2018 statistical leaders. Passing yards: Matthew Stafford, 3,770, Matt Castle, 59, and Matt Prater, 8. Detroit Lions rushing yards: Kerryon Johnson, 641, LeGarrette Blount, 418, and Zach Zenner, 265. Detroit Lions rushing touchdowns: LeGarrette Blount, 5, Kerryon Johnson, 3, and Zach Zenner, 3. Detroit Lions, Alfred Lonaville receptions: Kenny Golladay, 70, Theo Riddick, 61, and Golden Tate, 44. Detroit Lions receiving yards: Kenny Golladay, 1,063, Golden Tate, 517, and Marvin Jones Jr. 508. Detroit Lions receiving touchdowns: Kenny Golladay, 5, and Marvin Jones Jr. 5. Golden Tate, 3, and Michael Roberts, 3. Tackles Jared Davis, 99, Quandre Diggs, 78, and Glover Quinn, 74. Detroit Lions sacks Romeo Okwara, 7.5, Devin Kennard, 7, and Jared Davis, 6. Detroit Lions pass deflections Darius Slay, 16, Quandre Diggs, 8, Nevin Lawson, 5, and Jared Davis, 5. Detroit Lions interceptions Quandre Diggs, 3, Darius Slay, 3, and Tracy Walker, 1. Forced fumbles Deshaun Hand, 2, Marcus Cooper, 1, Jared Davis, 1, Kenny Golladay, 1, Damon Harrison, 1, Christian Jones, 1, Ashawn Robinson, 1, and Deshaun Sheed, 1. Detroit Lions fumble recoveries Deshaun Hand, 1, Jamal Agnew, 1, Jared Davis, 1, Kenny Golladay, 1, Damon Harrison, 1, Devin Kennard, 1, and Ashawn Robinson, 1. Detroit Lions. Gavin Smith. This ad will close in 3 seconds. How does Patricia plan to keep building a winning culture? He said it starts by building from the ball out, and being strong in all areas. He thinks he's making great strides in that regard with some of the acquisitions they've made in the last 12 months. Patricia said it takes everyone buying into the process, and that will lead to more consistency week to week, which is the final piece of the puzzle. Did the Lions consider signing running back Kareem Hunt? We consider everybody that's available, Quinn said. Obviously, when that player was released towards the end of the season, every team in the league had the opportunity to claim him, number one, and it would actually have been on a cheaper contract than he signed today. We evaluate every player on the field and off the field, and in this case, we talked about it internally, and it was just a player that we didn't feel comfortable bringing to the Lions for numerous issues. And I stand by that. That's my word. I want good players and I want good people in this organization. Would the Lions consider starring on Hard Knocks? Let's just say they aren't too keen to get on the HBO show. I think John Gruden is an excellent choice for that show, Patricia said with a smile. I think the Oakland Raiders and everything they have going on right now would be fantastic viewing for everyone. Quinn said he actually has someone in his scouting department tape and watch the show to try and learn a little something from a personal mover chatter about scheme they can take and use to their advantage. It's something he says many teams do. Is it going to be a matter of a win or loss? I'm not sure, Quinn said. But we take the stuff we do behind our doors pretty privately and pretty securely, so that's definitely something that's a factor.